Look around your room right now, your smartphone, the GPS that gets you to work, the antibiotics in your cabinet, even the tea bags in your kitchen. We love these things. We can't imagine modern life without them. But they all share one dirty little secret. They weren't designed to make your life easier. They were designed to kill people. Or, at the very least, to keep soldiers alive just long enough to kill other people. Human history is a massive paradox. War, our most destructive habit, is somehow our most powerful engine of progress. How did collecting poop lead to modern chemistry? How did sewing machines turn into machine guns? And why does your favorite chocolate candy only exist because of a brutal civil war? Let's look at the real price tag of progress. Let's start with the basics. To build the modern world, we first had to learn how to blow things up. In the 16th century, if you wanted to win a war, you needed saltpeter. It's the key ingredient in gunpowder. But we didn't have chemical factories back then. What we had was poop. Lots of it. Saltpeter is made from manure, urine, and bat guano. In Elizabethan England, this led to what historians call the Saltpeter Tyranny. The Crown's agents had the legal right to break into your home, rip up your floorboards, and dig up the urine-soaked dirt from your stables. Your privacy? Gone. The Queen needs ammo. This desperate need for mass destruction forced kings to fund guys who were good at mixing stuff. We call them the first chemists. Without war, Isaac Newton and other great minds might have stayed theorists. War demanded practical results. But gunpowder is just the fuel. You need the delivery system. Guns. In the 17th century, European powers realized craftsmen were too slow. They needed standardization. This leads to the darkest chapter. The Gunpowder Empires. The British flooded West Africa with cheap muskets. Why? So local warlords could capture enemies and sell them as slaves. Guns were traded for people. People were shipped to America to grow cotton. Cotton was shipped to Europe to clothe armies. It was a feedback loop of death that, unfortunately, laid the foundation for the global logistics and banking systems we use today. Fast forward to the 19th century. Isaac Singer. You know the name from sewing machines, but did you know his business exploded thanks to the U.S. Civil War? Armies needed millions of uniforms. Sewing by hand was too slow. The Singer machine mechanized it. But when World War I and II rolled around, the Singer Company pulled a magic trick. The mechanism of a needle moving rapidly up and down? It's suspiciously similar to the mechanism of an automatic weapon. Singer ended up producing millions of pistols, rifle parts, and artillery shells. Same factories, same engineers, just a different, deadlier product. And it's not just them. You know ThyssenKrupp elevators? The German giant. Today they move you up and down in shopping malls. In the 20th century, they were the steel heart of the Nazi war machine, churning out tanks and cannons. Your nonstick frying pan? Thank DuPont. They started as gunpowder manufacturers. During World War II, they built the Hanford site that produced the plutonium for the atomic bomb. Nylon, Teflon, Kevlar, all accidental byproducts of trying to kill people more efficiently. Okay, weapons are obvious, but what about medicine? Take Pfizer. Today, you know them for vaccines. But in the early 1900s, their big moneymaker was citric acid for soda pop. World War II changed everything. British scientist Alexander Fleming discovered penicillin, but he couldn't mass produce it. Mold is tricky. When the U.S. entered the war, the government said, "We need this drug, and we need it yesterday." They went to Pfizer because Pfizer knew how to ferment citric acid. Using deep tank fermentation tech and, I'm not kidding, moldy cantaloupes, they scaled production. By D-Day, the Allies had millions of doses. Without the war pressure, we might have waited decades for mass-market antibiotics. Same story with Kotex pads. In World War I, Kimberly-Clark invented Cellucotton, a cheap absorbent wood pulp for field bandages. Nurses on the front lines realized, hey, this works really well for our periods too. The war ended, the army stopped buying bandages, so the company repackaged them as sanitary pads. Battlefield trauma care became women's comfort. So what is happening right now in 2024 and 2025? We are watching the fastest tech evolution in history: drones. 5 years ago, a DJI Mavic was a toy for YouTubers to film sunsets. Today, consumer drones are being replaced by FPV swarms and AI-piloted systems. Conflicts in Ukraine and the Middle East prove that a $10 million tank can be destroyed by a $500 drone. Right now, in garages and defense labs, engineers are perfecting AI vision that lets a drone find a target by itself, ignoring radio jamming. Scary? Yes. But in 10 years, this same autonomous flight in complex environments, tech, will be delivering your pizza or piloting your air taxi. War is paying the R&D bill for the autopilot we will all use. Finally, let's end on a sweeter note. M&Ms, the chocolate that melts in your mouth, not in your hands. Why does that matter? Because Forrest Mars got the idea during the Spanish Civil War. He saw soldiers eating chocolate pellets coated in hard sugar so they wouldn't melt in the sun. He patented it, and his first big customer was the U.S. Army in World War II. M&Ms were strictly a soldier's ration. Civilians only got them after the victory. And the Jeep, the grandfather of every SUV. Before the war, cars were delicate things meant for pavement. The Army needed a general-purpose vehicle, GP, Jeep. After the war, soldiers came home and wanted that same toughness for farming and fishing. The entire SUV industry was born. Even the luxury Mercedes G-Wagon started as a military project for the Shah of Iran. Here is the uncomfortable truth. Risk is scary. Investors in peacetime hate funding crazy ideas. But when national survival is at stake, the budget becomes unlimited. Ethics take a back seat. DDT killed typhus in the trenches before we knew it killed the environment. The V-2 rockets raining down on London became the blueprint for the Apollo moon landing. Should we thank war for our comfort? No. All of these inventions could have been made in peacetime. But war is a steroid for progress. It fast-forwards time, paying for innovation with human lives. And that is arguably the most expensive price tag for the microwave in your kitchen. So, here is the big question. Do you think humanity is capable of this level of innovation without the threat of war? Or are we just too lazy until our survival is at risk? Let me know your honest thoughts in the comments, and make sure to subscribe for more deep dives into how the world really works. Because sooner or later you'll realize Garry was right. See you in the future.